You say you want it. You say you're hungry. You speak of dreams with fire in your eyes. But when the moment comes to move, you freeze. Not because you're weak. Not because you're broken. But because somewhere deep inside, you've allowed doubt to whisper louder than destiny. The truth? Action doesn't fail you. You fail action. You hesitate. You wait for the perfect time. You wait for confidence. You wait for clarity. But life doesn't hand those things out before you move. It grants them after you earn them through motion. What separates the extraordinary from the forgotten isn't genius. It's not talent. It's the decision to act. When fear still lingers. When the odds seem uneven. When nobody's watching. And nothing is guaranteed. Because those who build empires don't wait for green lights. They move. They learn. They adjust. And they keep moving. But you've been standing at the starting line, mapping a race that can only be understood by running it. You think more knowledge will help. It clutters your mind. It drowns your instincts. It convinces you that thinking about the work is just as noble as doing it. It's not. Thinking about building a legacy won't build a damn thing. Listen. Your problem isn't lack of ambition. It's paralysis by perfection. You're waiting for permission from a world that will never give it to you. You're hoping for guarantees in a universe designed around uncertainty. You're praying for fear to disappear, when fear is the very signal that you're on the edge of something real. There is no savior coming. No mentor will hand you the blueprint. No algorithm will unlock your greatness. Only one person can change your life. And that person is already staring back at you in the mirror, begging you to move. So why don't you? Why do you keep pulling back? Every time you feel that fire spark inside? You've been conditioned to wait. Trained to play it safe. Taught to be careful, don't fall, don't fail, don't be embarrassed. So you live in a cage built by invisible fears, decorated with the lies of someday and soon. But here's what they don't tell you. You don't get stronger by standing still. You get stronger by leaping. By falling, by rising again. Each time with more wisdom, more grit, more force. Ford didn't wait for permission. He didn't care that people mocked his vision of horseless carriages. He moved anyway. He failed. He kept going. He turned an idea into an empire. Because he understood one law of achievement. Action is the bridge between thought and reality. You can dream all you want. But if you never move, your dreams rot into regret. So I'll ask again. Not to criticize you, but to shake you from your slumber. Why don't you take action? Not tomorrow. Not when it feels safe. But now, when it matters most. Because the clock is ticking. And your potential isn't eternal. It has an expiration date. Not because you're not capable, but because you're running out of time to become who you were meant to be. You were not born to just survive. You were built to create, to move, to build, to conquer. The blood in your veins is the same blood that ran through warriors, inventors, kings, visionaries. But somewhere along the line, you forgot. You let the world convince you that waiting was wisdom. That playing small was noble. That safety was success. But history never remembers the cautious. It remembers the bold. The ones who moved when they were unqualified. The ones who stepped forward when fear screamed louder than logic. Lincoln didn't wait to be chosen. He chose himself again and again through loss, through mockery, through failure. He didn't rise because he was destined. He rose because he refused to sit still. And what about you? How many ideas have you buried in silence? How many sparks have you smothered beneath what ifs? How many times have you silenced your own voice just to be accepted by people who don't even remember your name? You're not lazy. You're afraid. Afraid of judgment. Afraid of failure. Afraid of greatness because you know once you taste it, you can never go back. And that fear? That's not your enemy. That's your compass. It points toward growth. It reveals the path you must walk, the one others avoid. But action is how you speak to the universe. It's your declaration of worth. It's how you prove, not to them, but to yourself, that you are serious. That you are willing to bleed for what you believe in. That you are no longer begging for a better life. You are building it with your bare hands. Let me ask you. When will you stop negotiating with your excuses? They're smooth talkers. They sound rational. They disguise themselves as logic. But they are thieves. They steal your time. Your purpose. Your future. Discipline is the only antidote. Not motivation, motivation fades. But discipline is your sword. And action sharpens it. Clarity doesn't come first. Action does. You don't need 100 steps. You need one and the guts to take it. Then another. Then another. Because momentum is divine. It turns peasants into kings, workers into legends, and thinkers into builders. Your mind will resist. It will scream. It will offer every reason to delay. Because the moment you move, you threaten the version of yourself that's addicted to comfort. And comfort is the enemy of growth. Let it die. Burn the old identity. The one that waits. The one that doubts. The one that shrinks. Let it die, so the real you can rise. The one buried beneath years of hesitation. The one that feels the fire even when no one else sees it. You already know what to do. You don't need more time. You don't need more advice. You need to move. To act. To strike. Because every second you wait, the life you were meant to live slips further away. And one day, one quiet day, you'll wake up, not in pain, but in numbness. Not with fire, but with ashes. And that's when you'll realize you didn't run out of dreams. You ran out of courage. Courage isn't loud. It's not the roar of applause or the flash of cameras. It's the silent moment when you choose to move despite the fear. Despite the voice in your head screaming, "You're not ready." Because the truth is, no one is ever truly ready. Readiness is a myth sold to the timid. Those who rise don't wait until they're ready. They rise, and they become ready through the fire. Think about Carnegie. A poor immigrant. No fancy education. No safety net. But he had a vision. And more than that, he had audacity. The audacity to believe that he could reshape the very bones of industry. And he did. Not because he had all the answers, but because he moved with purpose while others stood still in fear. And what are you waiting for? You keep asking for signs. But the signs are everywhere. The ache in your soul, that's a sign. The boredom in your routine, that's a sign. The frustration that comes every time you see someone else living your dream. That's the loudest sign of all. Not to envy, but to rise. To wake up. To take back the pen and write your own damn story. You say you want freedom. But freedom isn't given. It's earned in the trenches of self-discipline. It's carved out in the quiet hours when nobody's watching. When every cell in your body screams to quit. But you keep going anyway. It's not supposed to be easy. That's why it's worth it. Gold is forged under pressure. Diamonds are born in darkness. And you are being prepared. But preparation means nothing without movement. Without execution. Without action. So get up. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel like it. Not when the stars align. Now. Because every second you delay, the window narrows. The world doesn't wait for you to feel inspired. It rewards the ones who create their own momentum. It bends for those who walk with conviction. And that dream you keep talking about? It's not waiting forever. It's dying while you hesitate. Dreams don't live in theory. They live in action. They live in the uncomfortable. They live in the 5 a.m. grind. The lonely hours. The uncertain leaps. And you already have what it takes. Not because of what you've achieved, but because of what you've survived. Every scar you carry, every failure you've tasted. They weren't punishments. They were preparation. Proof that you can take the hit and keep moving forward. You've got power. Raw. Untapped. Sleeping beneath your hesitation. But power means nothing without purpose. You were not placed on this earth to blend in. To wait in line. To swallow your greatness so others feel comfortable. You were born to build. To lead. To shatter every wall placed in front of you. But first, you must rise. Not once. Not twice. But every single day. Even when you're tired. Even when no one claps. Even when progress feels invisible. Because that's what greatness demands. Greatness does not come to the loudest voice. It comes to the quiet warrior. The one who shows up when no one's watching. Who builds in silence. Who acts when everyone else talks. You think the world owes you something because you have potential? Let me be brutally honest. Potential means nothing. Everyone has potential. The graveyard is full of it. What matters is execution. Consistency. Relentless, unshakable action. Greatness does not come to the loudest voice. It comes to the quiet warrior. The one who shows up when no one's watching. Who builds in silence. Who acts when everyone else talks. You think the world owes you something because you have potential? Let me be brutally honest. Potential means nothing. Everyone has potential. The graveyard is full of it. What matters is execution. Consistency. Relentless, unshakable action. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job for lacking imagination. Imagine that. The man who created an empire of dreams was told he had none. But he didn't fold. He didn't shrink. He acted. He kept moving through rejection, ridicule, bankruptcy. Because he believed more in his vision than in their opinions. Do you? Do you believe in your dream enough to fight for it when no one claps? Enough to invest in it when it brings nothing back? Enough to show up when it feels like nothing is changing? That's the test. That's the place where most people quit. Right at the edge of change. Right when the breakthrough is around the corner. They retreat. They lie to themselves. They say, maybe it's not for me. No. It is for you if you claim it. If you walk through the fire. If you stop treating action like an optional luxury. And start treating it like oxygen. You keep asking why your life hasn't changed. The answer is brutal in its simplicity. Because you haven't changed. You want the mountain to move. But you haven't taken a single step toward it. You want a new chapter. But you're clinging to the last one like a safety blanket. Let it go. Burn the old story. You are not the victim. You are not the excuse. You are not the sum of your past mistakes. You are the author. The architect. The force of nature that can rebuild everything from the ashes. But not until you move. Action rewrites identity. Every time you take a step, you become someone new. Every rep in the gym. Every page you write. Every risk you take. You're not just doing the task. You're casting a vote for the person you're becoming. And every time you wait? Every time you say maybe later. You're casting a vote for the old you. The one who stays stuck. The one who talks big and moves small. Don't you see? It's not about massive change in a day. It's about micro movements. Done relentlessly. Done with intention. Done until your life bends in the direction of your will. You want to attract success? Then live like someone who deserves it. Speak less. Do more. Plan less. Execute more. Dream less. Build more. Because success is allergic to hesitation. It avoids the uncertain. It ignores the ones who wish. It flows to the ones who do. And you're not here to wish. You're here to conquer. To reclaim the power you gave away. To fear, to doubt, to procrastination. So stop waiting for permission. You are the permission. You are the door. You are the storm. And the moment you act. Not think, not plan, but act. The world will feel your presence. Not because you asked it to, but because you demanded it through action. You weren't born with limits. You were taught them. Taught to walk when you wanted to run. Taught to speak softly when your soul roared like thunder. Taught to shrink your fire so the world wouldn't burn. But that fire? It's still inside you. It's the part of you that screams every night you lay in bed. Knowing damn well you could have done more. Said more. Built more. Lived more. And the only thing standing between where you are and where you're destined to be is movement. Not more motivation. Not another plan. Not another book, podcast, course, or quote. Movement. Because clarity is not found in the mind. It's discovered through doing. You don't think your way into purpose. You live your way into it. You bleed your way into it. You get up early. You do the hard things. You make the tough calls. And somewhere along the way, you stop asking what if and start saying, this is who I am. Look around you. Everything you see. Every bridge, every building, every empire was once an idea that someone had the guts to bring into existence. And the only difference between them and you is they moved. Steve Jobs didn't wait for the world to be ready. He made the world ready. He envisioned the future and brought it into the present. Not with luck. With action, obsession, sacrifice. That's what it takes. To rise. To build. To live a life that makes history lean in and take notice. But you can't rise by hiding. You can't lead by standing still. You can't win by waiting. You win by doing. You win by standing up when every part of you wants to lie down. You win by choosing discipline over distraction. Vision over comfort. Mission over momentary pleasure. You want power? Take responsibility. Own your flaws. Own your failures. Own your potential. Then weaponize it with relentless, unapologetic action. Because no one is coming to save you. There is no cavalry. No miracle. No cheat code. You are the miracle. You are the answer. But only if you move. Only if you dare to act. With urgency, with focus, with hunger. The clock doesn't care about your excuses. It moves with or without you. So stop treating your dreams like they'll wait. They won't. They die in the hands of hesitation. They vanish in the fog of someday. You don't need a sign. This is the sign. You don't need more time. You've already wasted enough. What you need is a decision. A real one. To wake up and rise like your life depends on it. Because it does. To stop tiptoeing through life. And start kicking down the doors of opportunity. To stop being the prisoner of your potential. And start becoming the executioner of your excuses. Your destiny is waiting. But it's not waiting forever. So move. Now. Move, because this world does not reward intention. It rewards boldness. It bends for those who refuse to kneel. It bows to those who act. Even when their hands shake. even when the voice of fear howls louder than the call of destiny. Do you understand now? The chains holding you back. They're not real. They're forged from thoughts, tightened by hesitation, locked by doubt. But you hold the key. You always have. The moment you act, the chains begin to crumble. Action is the great liberator. It breaks the curse of almost. It ends the nightmare of what if. It silences the lies of I can't, I'm not ready, and every other excuse dressed up as logic. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not too behind. You are just one decision away from a completely different life. A decision to stop talking, stop hoping, stop pretending, and to start moving. Because here's the truth no one will tell you. Life will not wait for you to find courage. Success will not wait for you to feel worthy. Opportunity will not knock twice. It passes quickly. And only those who are in motion will catch it. You keep looking at the mountain, wondering how to climb it. And all I'm telling you is this: take the first step. You'll learn the rest as you climb. The path is revealed to the one who walks it, not the one who stares at it. You want faith? Faith isn't sitting around hoping. Faith is doing the work. When there's no proof, no guarantee, no applause. It's trusting the process. Because you know your vision is worth the fight. And it is. Your vision is sacred. It's not just about money. It's not just about recognition. It's about becoming. It's about becoming the person you were created to be. And if you let fear kill that, if you let laziness kill that, if you let comfort kill that, then what was it all for? What was the pain for? What were the lessons for? What were the late nights, the doubts, the tears? What were they all for? If you let your potential rot in silence, you don't need more time. You need more courage. You need to feel the weight of your unlived life pressing against your chest until you stand up and say, enough. Enough waiting. Enough watching. Enough wasting. Today, the old you dies. The one who hesitates. The one who doubts. The one who dreams but never does. Let them go. Bury them in the past. And step into the fire. Step into your power. Step into the version of you that doesn't just want more, but demands it. Let the world feel your footsteps. Let your actions echo so loud that even your old fears can't stand in your presence. You've been quiet long enough. Now it's time to rise. No more delays. No more apologies. No more playing small. Take action. And bend the world with your will.